Could Tennessee quarterback Joey Aguilar return to play for the Vols in 2026? There was some news a few days ago that showed this could be a possibility, and I think it would be very beneficial to the Vols quarterback room in the future, and I'll explain just ahead.
Taking.
Hey, Lucas Panzica here from 104.5 The Zone and A to Z Sports. You might have missed this news just before it popped up ahead of Tennessee's handling of the Gators in the Swamp, 31-11, a game that put Joey Aguilar over 3,000 yards for the season, only the fifth Tennessee quarterback to ever throw for 3,000 or more yards in one single season. But this is from the Tennessean. Tennessee quarterback Joey Aguilar has joined Vanderbilt quarterback Diego Pavia's lawsuit against the NCAA's junior college rule as both players look for another year of eligibility in 2026. Now, Aguilar has been named a plaintiff in the amended complaint filed by Diego Pavia and his people. And essentially, the lawsuit challenges the NCAA ruling that junior college seasons should go against your eligibility as a student athlete. In 2025 is only Joey Aguilar's third season as a D1 NCAA quarterback. So theoretically, if this lawsuit is victorious, then Diego Pavia and Joey Aguilar both could have an extra year of eligibility to play in 2026. It's ironic that they play each other on Saturday, and we do not know if this will be the final regular season game of Diego Pavia or Joey Aguilar's collegiate careers. Now, Aguilar was asked about it after the win in Florida and said what you would expect him to say. Didn't really comment on the lawsuit, said that he is treating these last few games as though it's his last. He's just trying to enjoy this final ride, potentially, with Tennessee. But if there is the possibility that Aguilar could come back next year, I think this would work in Tennessee's favor. Think about the alternative. If Joey Aguilar's eligibility is indeed exhausted, then Tennessee is down to three quarterbacks in Jake Merklinger, George McIntyre, and the five-star freshman, Faison Brandon. Now, it stands to reason that one of Merklinger or McIntyre would likely transfer after this season. It's widely assumed that that would be Jake Merklinger, that George McIntyre is more viewed by this coaching staff as somebody that could play a role in the future for the Tennessee Volunteers. But if Aguilar was on the way out, Tennessee would either have to roll with one of McIntyre or Merklinger against Faison Brandon in a competition, and then you risk the loser of that competition transferring out. Or the Vols could go get a transfer quarterback that would come in and compete for that job with those guys, and you could still be faced with that same problem. If the experienced transfer quarterback wins the job, then suddenly George McIntyre and or Faison Brandon believe that their best option would be to transfer out. That's just the state of college football at this point. But if Aguilar were to come back, that would be such a good bridge succession plan where Aguilar would obviously be the natural starter in that moment. McIntyre and Brandon would get a year in the system, for McIntyre another year in the system, and gear up to compete for the job in 2027. It would likely keep those guys on campus a little bit longer, give you a chance to develop those young quarterbacks while running it back with Joey Aguilar and seeing what levels he can take this offense to in his second year at the helm. I think the best case scenario for Tennessee football is for Joey Aguilar to come back for another year. The funny thing is that would likely mean Diego Pavia coming back for another year and Tennessee seeing him again with the Vanderbilt Commodores. And we'll see how the Vols feel about that after this weekend's matchup at Neyland Stadium. But there's no question, for both Pavia and Aguilar, this could be the last ride, or it could be the penultimate meeting between Tennessee and Vanderbilt with those two playing quarterback.